Now we join the news already in progress.
Here are the hour's top stories. A Louisiana jury has acquitted a man in the shooting death of a Japanese exchange student. The boy knocked on the wrong door looking for a Halloween party. Bosnia's president is condemning an allied plan to establish Muslim safe havens in the former Yugoslavia. The leader of the Muslim-led government says the plan is an attempt to herd his people into reservations. UN monitors report an enthusiastic turnout for Cambodia's first multi-party election in 21 years. Despite threats from Khmer Rouge guerrillas, 1/3 of the eligible voters cast ballots today. Another bombing in Northern Ireland following last week's elections there. An explosion in Belfast overnight damaged a hotel and 50 homes. Police say the Irish Republican Army is responsible. And those are the hour's top stories.
Protect your treasured dining room tabletop from burned, hot-serving dishes, scratches, and stains with a custom table pad. These deluxe table pads are from the #1 maker of table pads in the country. Factory Direct Table Pad Company has been protecting fine dining room tables like yours for years. And by ordering your table pad direct from the factory, your cost is as low as $29.95. Compare that to identical pads costing $100 or more. How did they do it? By eliminating the high markup charged by retail stores. Order your pad direct from the factory and save up to 70% off the retail price. All pads are fully insulated with soft cotton felt bottoms and are available in almost any wood grain or solid color. They fold for easy storage, are guaranteed to fit any shaped table, and carry a factory guarantee of up to 20 years. Don't risk damage to your table another day. Protect it forever and add a touch of elegance with a custom table pad starting from only $29.95.
Call now and we'll send you free samples of our table pads, plus information on how to save up to 70% on your deluxe dining room table pad. Call 1-800-648-9900. That's 1-800-648-9900. Call now.
From across the nation and around the world, here are this hour's top stories on your all-news channel.
Good evening. I'm Lisa Engstrom. Not guilty. That's the verdict reached tonight in the case of a Louisiana man accused of fatally shooting a Japanese foreign exchange student. It took the jury just 3 hours to clear 31-year-old Rodney Pierce of manslaughter. Last October, 16-year-old Yoshi Hattori and a friend dressed in costumes approached the Pierce home looking for a Halloween party. Pierce said he was protecting his family. Criticism at home and abroad mounts over a plan designed to end the bloodshed in Bosnia. Bosnia's president calls the Joint Action Program unacceptable, while U.S. lawmakers say it offers little hope. Ryan Davenport has more.
With respect to
Secretary Christopher says the plan announced Saturday by the U.S. and 4 of its allies has 3 objectives: to stop the killing in Bosnia, to prevent the war from spreading, and to increase the pressure for peace. But Bosnia's president slammed the European-led peace formula, saying it rewarded Serb aggression and would leave Muslims segregated in ethnic ghettos.
in this case, we have to have our choice, to fight for the survival of these people and the freedom of the country.
The Joint Action Program calls for safe havens to be set up to protect Bosnian Muslims and for monitors to be deployed along the Bosnia-Serbia border. Muslims and Croats have already approved the Vance-Owen plan, one that divides the region into 10 ethnic provinces. But the Bosnian Serbs have not. They say this latest formula is a more realistic approach.
I welcome President Clinton's statement that the United States are not going to get involved to take any side to this conflict. And also, I agree with President Clinton that Serbs and Croats should help Muslims to get reasonable territory.
At home, more opposition to the plan. In a statement, Senator Bob Dole says the plan offers little hope of ending the war and amounts to writing off Bosnia as a state by ratifying the status quo on the ground.
We are legitimating genocide.
New York Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan compares the fighting in Bosnia to Nazi atrocities.
We used to say, never forget, never again. What was it we were supposed to never forget? What we're allowing to happen before our very eyes, and saying, well, it's probably the best in the long run.
The president defends the Joint Action Program. On Saturday, Mr. Clinton said he was pleased the U.S. and Europe were working together again. It follows the administration's failure to win Allied support for a more aggressive plan. I'm Ryan Davenport reporting.
In what's left of Yugoslavia, new violence reported in the Serbian province of Kosovo. The state-run news agency says gunmen ambushed a police van, killing 2 policemen and wounding 5. Kosovo is dominated by ethnic Albanians, and it's seen as a possible flashpoint for the spread of the Balkan War. A peaceful and popular election day in Cambodia. Voter turnout is heavy despite bad weather and threats of terrorism. It's the country's first multi-party election in 21 years. Louise Bates has the details.
Weary of war and shrugging off threats by the Khmer Rouge guerrillas, Cambodians were determined to participate in their country's first democratic election in 2 decades. Their eagerness was at times overwhelming. They ignored monsoon rains and took no notice of the intimidation efforts by the Khmer Rouge, which is boycotting the UN-organized election. Voters were choosing a constituent assembly that will adopt a democratic constitution. In provinces outside the capital, the turnout also was high. Khmer Rouge artillery shells did land in the vicinity of a few polling stations, but the presence of UN troops and careful security measures encouraged many rural dwellers to go to the polls. Cambodia's last multi-party election was under the US-backed government of Lon Nol. 20 parties are contesting this one, but only 2 of them stand much chance. Kia Sim, a Khmer Rouge defector, leads the governing communist-style Cambodian People's Party. The pro-West Phun Sin Pek party is headed by Prince Ranarid, the son of National Reconciliation Council leader Prince Sihanouk. Although Sihanouk is staying neutral, he's the only leader accepted by all Cambodian factions, including the Khmer Rouge. Prince Ranarid said that when the election is over, his father will try to get the Khmer Rouge to rejoin the peace process and abandon its guerrilla tactics in the countryside. UN officials said more than 1.5 million people, 1/3 of Cambodia's eligible voters, cast their ballots on the first day. With 5 more days of voting still to come, the Khmer Rouge could yet carry out their threat to disrupt the polling and kill people who vote. Westerners monitoring the election said that so far the voting has been conducted in a manner that's both free and fair.
The UN has some 20,000 peacekeepers stationed in Cambodia. Of those, more than 10,000 have been assigned to guard polling places this week. In Northern Ireland, last week's elections have touched off a string of bombings. Another 1,000-pound bomb went off in Belfast overnight, damaging a hotel and some 50 homes. Authorities say the Irish Republican Army phoned a warning just 15 minutes before the explosion. It's the 3rd bombing in Northern Ireland since voting on Thursday. Miami police have arrested 2 boys in connection with Friday night's Amtrak train derailment. Officials say the 2 boys, ages 12 and 13, wedged pipes under the tracks between rail switches. The 10-car Silver Meteor jumped off the tracks near Opelika, Florida. 10 people were injured. The derailment caused more than $2 million in damage.
And we saw the train coming, and the train, we just saw it running in the dirt, and all the dirt was going up. We heard a clank first, like something broke, and then all the dirt was going up, and it reached right there, and it flipped over and started rolling like this. All the dirt, and we ran and jumped the fence and came over here, and the conductor was blowing the horn, trying to come and help him out.
Everything got dark, the lights started blinking, and the train started going back rocking. You could tell we were derailing.
The boys admit they put the pipes in the tracks, calling it a prank. They've been released to their parents' custody. In Washington, moderate Democrats threatened to cross the party line, taking a stand against President Clinton's deficit-cutting package. House and Senate Democrats say the president's energy tax idea would hit consumers and oil producers too hard. They're proposing more spending cuts to replace the tax increases.
This BTU tax, it's not collected at the front end at the wellhead from oil producers, not even from the pipeline, not even from the utility. It is collected from the consumers, and that's...
Boren says the BTU tax would raise the price of consumer goods and eliminate 300,000 jobs. He and other conservative Democrats say they will vote against any bill with a BTU tax. Ross Perot is on the road campaigning against the North American Free Trade Agreement. His so-called Clean Out the Barn tour wraps up tomorrow in Springfield, Missouri. He's telling crowds across the Midwest that the treaty would cost the U.S. its superpower status within a decade. Perot says he will discuss his opposition to NAFTA in a 30-minute broadcast on NBC television May 30th. Our comment line is asking what you think about Perot's Midwestern swing. Do you think he's having any effect on the way the country's being run? Here's what some callers have said.
I think he does play a big part in what's going on, and if the elections for '96 was held tomorrow, I would vote for Perot.
What I'm talking about is Ross Perot wanted to be president. Why didn't he stay in the race? He stinks.
Ross Perot is definitely making people think twice. This guy that that I have not, but other people have elected president, is not fulfilling the wishes of the American people.
To give your opinion or to hear what others are saying, dial 1-900-370-NEWS. The call costs $1.95 a minute. Your message will be recorded and might be used on the air. The relief effort in Somalia has apparently been a religious experience for a group of U.S. soldiers. Officials say 12 soldiers based in Mogadishu have converted to Islam. Dave Andrews reports.
Each morning, a group of U.S. soldiers in Somalia get on their knees to pray, but their god of choice is called Allah, their religion of choice, Islam. And as required by Islam, they take part in a ritual cleansing before entering a building they prepared in their spare time, a building that faces Mecca and serves as a Muslim mosque. The men say curiosity first attracted them to Islam. The Somali example made them converts.
Well, Islam is also, to me, a universal religion, which is not for any type of person by virtue of their race. It's for all people, for all mankind. And that's what really attracted me to Islam.
I learned Islam when I came to this country, and I started learning little by little. And the reason why I converted to Islam approximately 3 weeks ago was to see that happiness, that's what it is.
And their conversions to Islam have been accepted by their army superiors.
We're doing our best to respect their religious beliefs and the times that they want to pray.
It's not known how many soldiers serving in Operation Restore Hope have converted to Islam, but officials say at least 2 are engaged to marry Somali women. And what was once a desire to better understand the Somali people has become, for some, a totally new way of life. I'm Dave Andrews reporting.
We'll be back, but first, a quick look at the weather.
The Master's Way and learn from the best. 2 of America's favorite instructional videos are now available only through this special TV offer. Get tips from Steve Mizrak, Pretty Boy Floyd, Iwa Mataya, and other pool greats. Now for a limited time, you can order both videos for the price of 1. Learn the secrets of breaks, banks, defense, position, angles, and trick shots like the massé and the jump.
Take it from me, The Miz. When you purchase Pool the Master's Way and learn from the best, you'll learn everything you need to know how to shoot pool like a pro. With these 2 tapes, you can do almost anything, except beat me.
World champion Steve Mizrak takes you through the best way to improve your game. Call the number on your screen and we'll send you this wonderful 2-video cassette collection for just $24.95 plus postage and handling.
2 for the price of 1? How can you go wrong?
These videos have never been offered together, and they are only being offered for a limited time. Act now while supply lasts. Call 1-800-654-2900. That's 1-800-654-2900.
Africa. You have a front row seat. See a world which can often turn the hunter into the hunted. Presented for the first time on videotape, international award-winning cameraman John Barty captures the mystery and magic of Africa. This award-winning African wildlife video collection has already attracted wide interest from conservationists and nature lovers worldwide. Start your wildlife library now with this special limited-time offer. Buy 2 films and save. 1, The Crossover, real life in the wilds of Africa seen through the eyes of Shangaan hunters. Close encounters between man and Africa's major predators, the lion, the leopard, and the cheetah. 2, The Silent Hunter, 5 years in the making. John and tracker Elman Mlongo observe up close one of Africa's most elusive predators, the leopard. Buy these two one-hour films at a very special price, only $29.95 for both. They make a great gift. Call the number on your screen today.
An Air Force rocket streaks skyward this morning in the name of Star Wars. The rocket will test the ability of sensors to distinguish between incoming warheads and decoys. The rocket carried an 800-pound payload to an altitude of about 235 miles. 13 experiments were ejected during the 15-minute flight. Taking a look at the nation's weather, clear skies over Florida, the East Coast, and most of the South. A line of low pressure spreads rain and thunderstorms from the Great Lakes to Texas, while more clear skies blanket the West Coast and High Plains region. For tonight's low temperatures, 30s fringe Montana and North Dakota, 40s from the Great Lakes through the desert states, 50s stretch from California to the East Coast, 60s from Ohio through the South, and 70s in parts of Florida and Texas. Now here's a look at the forecast in selected cities across the nation. Police in New York are on the lookout for a sadistic animal killer. They say one person is responsible for torturing animals in a small neighborhood. Tom Teeters reports.
As many as a dozen domestic and wild animals have been tortured to death in this Southampton neighborhood in New York. This cat, named Angel, escaped the sadist and somehow made its way back home. His tail cut off, whiskers burned, and a wire around his neck.
The cat had been missing, actually, for a couple of days, and the cat showed up back at the house and saw the cat from a distance and looked strange. And when I got up close, the cat had wire tied around its neck, and the tail had been cut off.
Police have ruled out satanic worship. They believe someone in the neighborhood may be preying on animals they think are either stray pets or wild. That possibility has neighbors outraged.
To amputate a cat's tail? To burn his whiskers? I mean, that's sick. What does a cat do?
Animal rights activists find the whole episode upsetting. They say the killings could be a symptom of something much worse.
I find it particularly frightening, though, because people in the animal business do know that often stories about animal abuse will turn up stories about abuse of children or other people, too.
Animal rights agencies are offering a reward of more than $2,000 to find those responsible. I'm Tom Teeters reporting.
Is heart disease catching? Researchers from Finland to California are looking at a new theory that a common germ may lead to heart attacks. Diet, weight, and lifestyle habits can only explain about half of all heart disease cases. Now, doctors say they may have identified another factor, chlamydia pneumonia. The germ spreads like the common cold through the respiratory tract, and researchers from the University of Helsinki think it might be linked to heart attacks. Doctors say if there's a bug that's bad for the heart, they should be able to stop the process or prevent it. A clean bill of health for Britain's Queen Mother. She's been released from a Scottish hospital. The 92-year-old Queen Mum, as she's known, underwent surgery last week to remove a piece of fish stuck in her throat. During her 3-night stay, the hospital was flooded with cards and flowers from well-wishers. The Stars put their best foot forward for Walden Pond today. Musician Don Henley and actors Jason Priestley and Sarah Jessica Parker joined hundreds of people on a 6-mile hike through Concord, Massachusetts. Organizers hope the walk raises more than $400,000 to preserve the historic pond and its surrounding forest. Walden Woods is best known as the place that inspired 19th century writer Henry David Thoreau. And we'll have more after this.
If you or someone you know has trouble hearing, here's important news. News of Miracle Ear's smallest hearing aid ever, the Miracle Ear Micro Elite. The Micro Elite is so tiny it's barely visible, and it's helping people everywhere hear better again.
Hearing crickets, I thought all the crickets had died, but there are really crickets out there. I work for a construction company. I'm in charge of dispatching, of making sure that all these people are on the right jobs. Everybody around me now probably likes them just as much as I do. They don't have to repeat things, you know.
Just call this toll-free number right now. You'll receive Miracle Ear's informative 12-page booklet at no charge or obligation.
They're very comfortable. They're molded to fit your ear canal exactly. Each one is individually molded, so it's very comfortable.
Call this toll-free number now and find out why good news from Miracle Ear means great news for you.
It's hard to believe what life would be like without pencils, telephones, computers, and even paper clips. And yet these everyday products were created by people much like you. If you have an idea, invention, or new product you'd like to submit to industry, Invention Submission Corporation has a free inventor's kit to help you get started. The kit contains a form for recording and dating your invention, an information brochure, and other materials of interest to inventors. Invention Submission Corporation is one of America's largest invention service companies. We can show you how your invention can be packaged and submitted to industry. So call ISC now for your free inventor's kit.
For your free inventor's kit, call toll-free 1-800-243-6000. That's 1-800-243-6000. Call now.
It was showtime in New York this afternoon as the Knicks and the Bulls opened up the Eastern Conference Finals. And Wally Langfellow is here with the highlights. Wally.
Well, Lisa, last year the Bulls had to get through the Knicks in the conference semifinals before eventually going on to win their second straight title. Today, those same two teams meeting again, this time in the conference finals, and this time with the Knicks holding home court advantage. Late in the first half, the Bulls looking good. Michael Jordan, bucket and a foul. He had 17 points in the first half. Bulls by 4 at the break. Second half, though, the Knicks go on the break. Patrick Ewing to Charles Smith with a dunk. He had 17. We're tied at 61. Then it's Ewing on a nice pick and roll. He finished with 25 points, 17 boards. New York by 4. Then in the fourth quarter, the story was John Starks. He heats up from three-point land. Yeah, that one's good. He finished with 25. New York wins at the final 98-90. Game 2 will be Tuesday. That, too, will be in Nueva York. Well, they're crying foul in Dallas, Minnesota, and Washington today as the NBA's 3 worst teams this past season ended up 4th, 5th, and 6th in the draft lottery. The Orlando Magic, who missed the playoffs by just 1 game and who also won the lotto last year, ended up with this year's #1 pick. They will probably take Chris Webber. Philadelphia and Golden State will pick 2 and 3. In hockey, the Stanley Cup playoffs continuing tonight in the Campbell Conference as the Maple Leafs and the Kings meet in Los Angeles for Game 4. Wayne Gretzky with the goal for the Kings tonight. The Kings lead that best-of-7 series 2-1. In golf, New Zealand's Grant Waite shot a 1-under-70 today and hung on to beat Tom Kite by 1 stroke at the Kemper Open. Waite took the lead on the 16th hole on this long birdie putt. And watch the reaction from Grant Waite.
Oh, what a putt. What a putt!
Yeah, just as you might expect. Kite had a chance to tie it on the final hole, but he misses the birdie putt on 18. Same type of shot, but this one rolls by the hole. For Waite, it is his first career victory on the PGA Tour. On a Major League Baseball, where the Braves and the Mets played the rubber game of their 3-game set this afternoon in New York. Third inning, Braves up in this one by a score of 1-0. Dave Justice with the single. His second RBI single of the game made it 2-0. Justice had both RBIs for the Braves this afternoon. Meanwhile, Steve Avery just about unhittable. He gets Charlie O'Brien down here. Avery gives up just 2 hits in 8 innings. Braves win 2-1 as we roll through all of today's baseball scores. And that's sports for now. I'm Wally Langfellow. Stay with us. We'll have more after this timeout.